At the moment this video drops, we are halfway through WrestleMania 39, and here's some of my reactions to matches I haven't seen yet because I'm recording this last Tuesday, but have to pretend I have seen for the sake of this video. LOL, can't believe they put Logan Paul over Seth Rollins. LOL, can't believe they put John Cena over Austin Theory. LOL, can't believe Trish turned heel and stamped on Becky Lynch's head until she died. No matter how last night went, things could always improve tonight, and besides, even if it doesn't, it would have to be really quite bad to be regarded as the worst WrestleMania of all time, because out of 38, I feel comfortable saying at least 15 of them are stinkers, and at least 10 of them are Captain Stinkers and the Misterons. But the big question is, what is the dumpest of the very dumps? The blow case of the immortals, the ultimate sports entertainment craptacular. I'm Adam hailing from partsFUNknown, and here are our picks for the 10 worst WrestleManias of all time. Number 10, WrestleMania 29. Now I know what you're going to say, but Adam, I'm an emotionally well-adjusted person. You can tell by the fact I'm leaving a YouTube comment. Anyway, doesn't this WrestleMania have CM Punk versus The Undertaker? And it ruled. And gang, you're going to need to get that kind of sentiment out of your systems early, because most WrestleManias have at least one great match on them, and it's very annoying for these lists. Everything else on WrestleMania 29, though, was a dictionary definition of mid. Chris Jericho versus Fandango, Mark Henry versus Ryback. Those matches wouldn't main event a f***ing episode of SmackDown. Alberto Del Rio versus Jack Swagger. Get out of here asking us to pick sides between a prick and a racist. Triple H getting his win back against Lesnar. Twice in a lifetime, stinking up the top of the card because all of last year's novelty had worn away. I guess the Shield match was alright. I don't know, man. This Mania is so goddamn forgettable. Tons of Funk and the Funkadactyls were going to wrestle Team Rhodes Scholars and the Bellas on WrestleMania. On WrestleMania before it got bumped. Here's hoping Cody won't be bumped for time this year. Depends how long Kid Rock wants, I suppose. Number 9, WrestleMania 13. Unlucky for us. Another WrestleMania with one all-time great match and precisely dick else. Bret Hart versus Stone Cold Steve Austin is a fantastic mix of tussles and blood, and here's just a tasting menu of everything else that's on WrestleMania 13's card. Gang warfare horse shit. The worst version of The Rock versus the worst version of Rikishi. The Godwins wrestling. The tag team title match ending in a double countout. The quietest main event in WrestleMania history as Sid waddles around the ring trying and failing not to crap himself versus The Undertaker during his awkward face. There is a fat lot of nothing happening at this Mania, essentially the last strangled gasp of the new generation before it finally died. Let the Attitude Era grow like glorious weeds from its gravesite. The main event was so underwhelming that WrestleMania 13 racked up less than 250,000 pay-per-view buys, which is still the record holder for the least bought WrestleMania of all time. Not a surprise. Number 8, WrestleMania 15. This WrestleMania just looks like it smells. Like, you know when you see a picture of someone you can just tell, oh, that guy smells. Well, this Mania looks like it reeks of petrol and balls. Maybe it's the fact that the show has a tagline, The Raging Climax. That, I think, yes, that's got something to do with it. Shudder. This pay-per-view was main evented by the first ever Rock versus Austin, so sure, it has that going for it, but the rest of this card is suspect. It has probably the worst women's match in WrestleMania history, and I'm including that Battle Royal won by a f***ing dude. It has the Hell in a Cell match that ends with Big Boss Man proving he's snuff enough by being hanged for our viewing pleasure. Billy Gunn and Road Dogg competing for the wrong championships, Dogg for the IC and Gunn for the hardcore when that should have been the other way around. Meaningless tag matches. Butterbean, hey, he evaporated Bart Gunn's whole career in a few short punches, didn't he? A bunch of swerves and weightless punch kicking under the pretense of WrestleMania, only with added murder this time. I mean, I guess the show at least knew how to end, which is more than can be said for number 7, WrestleMania 2000. Gosh, there were a few bad WrestleManias in the Attitude Era, weren't there? Is there anything with 2000 in the title that was any good? Blues Brother 2000, Fantasia 2000, NWO 2000, Pokemon 2000. I've added that one just to annoy Tempest and his love of the stupid pocket monsters, because they're stupid, aren't they? Gotta catch them all. Grow up, Tempest. Well, I can tell you something for sure. WrestleMania 2000 was a huge pile of ass. In fairness, it's not all butts. The Triangle Ladder match is one of the best spot fests of the Attitude Era, and the Eurocontinental match entertains for all 13 minutes of it. But the rest of it is a Krause, noisy, often incoherent jumble of underwhelming matches. TNA versus Head Cheese? That was the match they had at WrestleMania. See also the final spot being botched in the hardcore battle royal, leading to the wrong guy winning the belt. Kane and Rikishi winning a heatless 4-minute match over DX. Big Boss Man and Bull Buchanan versus Godfather and D'Lo Brown. What? Well, I mean, congratulations, Big Boss Man, for successfully wrestling a match 1 year after you were murdered. However, unlike WrestleMania 15, the main event left a real sour taste after yet another McMahon swerve, robbing us of The Rock winning the title and at least sending the crowd home happy. It's a grimy mess. Also, I would like to take this opportunity to apologize to Tempest for saying mean things about Pokemon. I had to watch a lot of bad manias for this list, and I'm lashing out. Number 6, WrestleMania 11. Oh, good. We're deep in the heart of new generation territory. Larks. Half of the Attitude Era WrestleManias were Hillary wank, but at least they had the benefit of the business being hot, so the good stuff at least made people super happy. These new gen manias took place while the company was still stumbling in the dark from the lack of Hogan, desperately emptying its talent drawers, holding hastily drawn cartoons up to the camera and pleading, "Is this anything? Is this anything?" Case in point, 1995, when WWE's talent pool was so dry it looked more like a saucer of rotten milk. 1995 was the year they had Mabel main event SummerSlam, and Lawrence Taylor, an NFL linebacker, main event against Bam Bam Bigelow at WrestleMania because they decided that Diesel versus Shawn Michaels wasn't strong enough to main, and honestly, it probably wasn't. It's a dark time. To be fair, Taylor gives it socks and he's a local hero to the crowd, and I genuinely don't care about celebrities beating wrestlers anymore, just life's too short, but the rest of the card is boring, and that's far less excusable. You can tell you're in for a rough go of it when the show opens with a tag match featuring two lads with their SS tattoos proudly on display. Even Bret Hart couldn't save the show, with him calling his I Quit match against Bob Backlund the worst pay-per-view match of his career. Who are we to argue with Bret Hart? Number 5, WrestleMania 32. I mean, don't get me wrong, as a whole, work rate, pomp, stunt work, nostalgia, this event is light years ahead of any show that WWE put out in the new gen. The opening ladder match is probably better than the entirety of WrestleMania 11. But what's that thing that Vince used to say? Something about fans only remembering how a show ends? A lot of really weird decisions were made during Mania 32. Zack Ryder winning the IC title, AJ Styles losing his first Mania match, New Day losing to League of Nations in a match that stopped being for the tag titles, I think, on the day of the show or while the show was happening, Ambrose and Lesnar being a stinker, someone other than Sasha Banks winning the women's title, Shane and Taker going 30 minutes for some ungodly reason. Just jump off the thing, Shane. You're so old. I don't want to see you wrestle. But the main event truly sank this show. Nearly half an hour of heatless wrestling to crown a champion no one wanted. No WrestleMania 31 golden parachute here. No miracle on Bourbon Street. Just suffering succotash taking 27 minutes to beat Triple H and WWE's answer to a question no one asked. That was a grumpy plumpy. Number 4, WrestleMania 27. Jerry Lawler versus Michael Cole is Like, it's easy to rank early WrestleManias high on this list. They are slow-paced, and WWE hadn't really worked out the kinks for how to structure their year around a supercard. WrestleMania 27 had no excuse for being this goddamn bad. They know how to do it by now. Why is it all so boring? Why did The Rock not write his promo before he came out and started doing his yabba-dabba bullshit? Why was Snooki wrestling? How many tickets did that sell? Why are the core on my screen? Go away, the core. Why did they put Cole versus Lawler over halfway through the show and subject us to half a WrestleMania with mind-meltingly annoying heel Cole commentary? Why did they feel the need to take Jerry Lawler's win away via laptop? Why did they briefly end the main event of John Cena and The Miz via countout? Why did The Rock lay the SmackDown on a laptop? Why was it main evented by John Cena and The Miz in the first place? Why any of this tedious bollocks? Why was the only out-and-out great match on the card half a bloody hour long? Why'd you do this, Triple H, please? Is it the most unwatchable WrestleMania? Oh, begrudgingly, no. They've got this whole production thing down, but it's probably the most needlessly annoying WrestleMania of all time. That has to count for something. Number 3, WrestleMania 9. Well, I was wrong. This is the most annoying. I don't even know where to start. This WrestleMania took place in a car park. It was doomed from the start. Like, the show wasn't the absolute worst between the ropes, the Steiners. That match was good. HBK was good until a count-out finish. Bobby Heenan rode in on a camel. It's not nothing, but so much hatred is poured on this show because it's seen as the poster child and the starting point of the worst period in WWE history, the new gen era, and all the terrible things that came to define that era are on display here. Bunch of cartoony nonsense. Case in point, Giant Gonzalez versus Undertaker. Screwy finishes that put over no one and make no sense. Case in point, the end of the tag title match, replacing the steroid guys they weren't allowed to use anymore with overweight guys who couldn't really go. Case in point, Bret Hart versus Yokozuna, and having no major major stars left and being unable or unwilling to make new ones. Case in point, Hulk Hogan emerging after Bret lost his WWE Championship. Yokozuna challenging Hogan and putting the belt on the line for no reason. And then the show, 1 year on from Hogan's farewell match at WrestleMania 8, let us forget, ending with Hulk Hogan, WWE Champion. It's a show. I hate this list. Number 2, WrestleMania 2. This show is torture to watch, and that's not just a modern sensibilities thing. Compare WrestleMania 2 and WrestleMania 3 just 1 year later. They're like night and day. The best match on this 12 match card is the tag match between the British Bulldogs and the Dream Team, and that achieves the lofty heights of fine, with a very funny post-match interview from Ozzy Osbourne dressed like Tracy from HR. It's always a good sign when the first match of the night, Don Morocco versus Paul Orndorff, ends with bullshit chance. It is a long, weird night of underwhelming matches. It gets real boring real quick, but hey, at least we get to watch it properly. Spare a thought for the live crowd. See, Mania 2 took place in 3 separate arenas across the country, one in LA, one in New York, one in Chicago. So WWE cut the card up into 3/3. Each arena would get their 4 matches and have to watch the rest of the show on monitors above their heads. Thanks for the money, you f***ing idiots. Each city got to have an air quotes main match, but when those are a boring boxing match between Piper and Mr. T, a boring battle royal between NFL guys versus WWE guys, and a boring cage match with Hogan killing King Kong Bundy over and over again, it starts to feel even more like a ripoff. And number 1, WrestleMania 4. This haunted card. I think a lot of people tend to remember this show fondly because they just remember it for being the Mania where Macho Man Randy Savage won his first WWE Championship, beating Ted DiBiase in the tournament final to crown a new champion. They tend to look at that shot of Miss Elizabeth on Macho's shoulder and smile, glossing over the other, and this made me do a spit take, the other 15 matches on the card. Excuse me, WrestleMania 4? And they booked this tournament like crap too. Too many competitors, too many matches. There are 6 first-round matches on this card. 6 first-round matches. Not even quarter finals, which means they all had to be short or have finishes. Hogan and Andre getting double DQ'd, which doesn't make sense because Hogan hits Andre with the chair first. So Andre won this match. It doesn't make... What the is going on? There's only 2 matches on the whole card that go over 10 minutes, but even then, all the entrances, all the nonsense, 16 total matches, all of them feeling weightless until the very end. It's a maddening conveyor belt of stuff you don't care about, that you can't care about, and it never ends. It's borderline impossible to watch this WrestleMania in 2 sittings, never mind 1. I couldn't do it, and I beg you not to try. In terms of being actually hard to watch bad, which is probably the purest mark of a bad entertainment product, WrestleMania 4 is head and shoulders the worst WrestleMania of all time. Oh, I hated this. Tonight's WrestleMania night too, mate. It better be brilliant, because I'm in a bad mood now. Anyway, that's our list. Check out last week's list. There's an excerpt from it. I'm happier in that one. Bye. Strategies over the past decade or so has been their reliance less on long-running stories and more on isolated OMG moments, tiny little bits of celebrity involvement, shock swerves, or silly surprises that by themselves